has their own type of dance or music or things that they do for fun. Whether it be ballroom, twerking, every place has their own dance. With Irish step dancing, it evolved throughout the decades just like anything else. There isn't much history known from the 7th and 8th centuries amongst the Irish step dancing. The Vikings, when they raided in 1014, destroyed all their books that had the history of it. But during the 16th century onward, crossroad dancing became very popular, but then the Christian clergies condemned crossroad dancing and refused to let the Irish dance. But around 1750, it started allowing to flourish, and then this is a 1750 early to the early 1900s dance master teaching the young children how to dance. Yes, left-hand side. Such with any form of dance, costumes are a big part of it. For schools, they usually do the Sunday best, which is up there in the corner. And then it as well varied. They do from 1995, they have their own little like velvety, pretty costumes. The late 20th century were these bright, colorful, puffy costumes. And then they did like Sunday best, and then I'm not exactly sure what they're wearing in the 19th century there. But that's more of current, like, festival that you'd see in parades, like in a St. Patrick's Day parade. That's the type of costumes they would wear. And a lot of the times, depending on the age level of the girls would have to wear wigs, like really curly wigs. And then the shoes, there are two different types of shoes. The hard shoes are called heavy shoes, or are also called jig shoes as well. And they're very similar to tap shoes, except they use fiberglass instead of metal. And they used to be made of wood until the 1990s. And it made them lighter to enhance the sound as well. And then the soft shoes, which are also called gillies, are similar fit to a ballet shoe, and they're also made of black leather. They're worn mostly by females, and they tie from the toe all the way up to the ankle. And they used in lighter dances or in forms of group dance. And there's a second type of soft shoe that's worn by males, and it's similar to an Oxford or a jazz shoe, also made of leather, and the heels also have fiberglass so they can click them together. And there's also different types and variations, like we have solo dances as well as group dances, but each step style is specific to different schools or groups or whatever the event happens to be that's going on. Traditional dances like St. Patrick's Day parades and competitions are typically hard shoe, but with solo, the soft shoes are a reel, which is in 2/4 or 4/4 time, and then a slip jig, which is a 9/8 time and considered the lightest of the step dances. And then the hard shoe is a hornpipe, which can also be in 2/2 or 4/4 time, 2/4, 4/4 time. And up there we have a young gentleman doing a hard jig for an Irish step dance. Here's a hard shoe group dance, and then that's the soft shoe, a soft shoe, and a soft shoe group dance. And a group dance can be anywhere from 4 to 6 dancers, but 4, 6, or 8 dancers, but it also depends on the school itself and what their point is of the competition. And they do, in fact, have a time limit, and they never get a chance to learn the full dance in its entirety because they never get to perform the whole thing. The judges will cut them off at a certain point. But everyone's dance is unique in its own way. I found it really interesting to learn about all the costumes, and I've done reports about Irish step dancing in the past, as well as me being part Irish. I've tried to learn step dancing, it's not as easy as it looks. Not easy at all. But it is quite fun to do, and what I find interesting is the fact that they can dance with their arms at their sides or on their hips and not move their upper body. And an old Irish saying I never really found a quote, but this old Irish saying was, the one thing that can solve most of our problems is dancing. I also found a proverb that says, dancing with the feet is one thing, but dancing with the heart is another. And I feel like that's something that the Irish really went with when doing this, because the only way they could dance was secretly with their hands down at their sides or on their hips, so it didn't look like they were dancing at all. So they were truly dancing with their hearts when they were doing the Irish step dancing. And I have put a little video here for you guys to watch a few minutes of it, or a little bit of it. And this is a competition.